You are now listening to Mr. Z Blackneffect.
What's going on, y'all? What's going on? What's going on? Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. Hopefully, y'all like the new thumbnail. Shout out to your thumbnail king, right? Louis Conyer, also known as Louis, also known as Red Pill Sleeper Cell. So hopefully y'all like that thumbnail. And shout out to Louis, and shout out to Louis for the background here too. So the duo, the Star Trek duo of the Black Manosphere, Compassionate and Callous, and Louis, right, doing their the Lord's work. So send it to Z, and we already knew about this. I've been doing Send It to Z for a little while now, but now we have a new thumbnail for Send It to Z. So right, so that's gonna be fun. All right, so okay. Where do I want to start? First, like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat, and let's make sure we do our obligatory fair use, right? We're going to be covering all of our favorite stuff. Right? So it's pop culture-y, it sounds shallow, it sounds low rent, low grade. And this pop culture war conversation between men and women actually has real long-term economic, political, social ramifications. Huh? Say it again, Z. These things have long-term, real-world, political, social, economic, I would argue spiritual ramifications. Huh? You damn right. You're absolutely positively right. Huh? So, we'll start off with the Asian young lady telling us it's all about the Munyon, the Benjamins, and we'll continue, right?
Normalize telling men that you just ain't my type financially, honey. There are other people who are in your wage level who would actually be more compatible with you. The men who are genuinely so intrigued by the women who are like literally top tier level 10 and they're still working on themselves, having the potential, figuring out their life at level 3. And they're like, let me just figure out how to get to level 10 in less than 60 days and impress her. And then you impress her, try to get her, and then you can't maintain her. Unless you want to dig yourself your own grave and your own sadness and your own heartbreak, just stay in your lane. Men have nothing but the audacity. So show them on their level where they deserve to be. I had a girlfriend who recently started dating this guy. It turns out 6 months later, he was like, hey, I just can't afford you. Too high maintenance. I can't keep paying for your bills, blah, blah. But yet in the big beginning, he was playing all this big dog saying, I can do this for you. I can do that for you. I can buy you a home. Let's get married in a year. Like, let's plan our future. And then 6 months later, he's like, hey, this is actually too much for me. He was like love bombing her and he kept doing all the things, showing up to her workplace, buying her things, like sending her coffee, food, like literally everything. And now he's saying, oh, because I can't afford you financially, can you still stay with me? And it's like, don't try to come into my life and downgrade my lifestyle just because you like me and try to pretend play what you couldn't do. And in the end, fall short on that. Save yourself the time, the heartache, and the energy, ladies. Start telling men what they deserve to hear. I love you guys. Bye.
Shout out to that young lady. And I agree with her. Normalize telling young men that they cannot afford you. I agree with her. Huh? Dear men, it is not women's obligation to give you a chance, to give you an opportunity, to feel like she stooped low to entertain you, to date you, to be kind to you, right? To even acknowledge you. Women owe men nothing. Not even consideration. Elite women, wannabe elite women, owe men nothing. They don't owe average men anything. Let that scale up and let women, elite women, feel that cold embrace. Hopefully, the money and the status will hold them tight. Hopefully, they get to end up with their fellow elite man. The wannabe elite women. Hopefully, they end up with their fellow elite man. Why do you keep on saying wannabes, Z? The young lady said level up to level 10 in 10 months. Level up to a level 10 in 10 months. Where they do that at? Where do they do that at unless you win the lottery? Uh-oh. Huh? Oh, we gonna play it again. Play it again, Z.
Normalize telling men that you just ain't my type financially, honey. There are other people who are in your wage level who would actually be more compatible with you. The men who are genuinely so intrigued by the women who are like literally top tier level 10 and they're still working on themselves, having the potential, figuring out their life at level 3. And they're like, let me just figure out how to get to level 10 in less than 60 days and impress her. And then you impress her, try to get her, and then you can't maintain her. Unless you want to dig yourself your own grave and your own sadness and your own heartbreak, just stay in your lane. Men have nothing but the audacity. So show them on their level where they deserve to be. I had a girlfriend who
Where they deserve to be. Oh, the disrespect. You gotta love it. Remind them where they deserve to be is essentially what she's saying. Right? This is where the disrespect come in, right? The insults come in. Huh? Yeah. Dear men, dear Black Manosphere, you owe the ladies nothing. I agree with her, and we heard this before. That if he earned $50,000, don't date. If you earn $50,000 a year or less, don't date type talk. We've heard this before. Huh? And it ties in nice with this.
Would you rather be a side chick to an NBA player or wife to an average man?
No, it's the side chick.
The side chick?
You just know the expectations and it's more fun.
That's why everyone picking the side chick though?
Because I think you could have more fun with the money, the experiences that they can offer. And so it's like, if you know the expectations that are there for you, along with having the money and the experiences available to you, that's why.
Yeah. Play again.
Would you rather be a side chick to an NBA player or wife to an average man?
No, it's the side chick.
The side chick?
You just know the expectations and it's more fun. That's
why everyone picking the side chick though?
Because I think you could have more fun with the money, the experiences that they can offer. And so it's like, if you know the expectations that are there for you, along with having the money and the experiences available to you, that's why.
She said, that's why. Once again, everyone, these are not your hood loud ratchets with the long nails and the weavy wonders and the butterfly eyelashes and all the stereotypes, right? And a whole sleeve tattoo and the chest tattoo. This is standard issue, regular middle of the road, white Becky. Huh? They would rather be the side dude, side chick to a rich man. Whoever sent me the think piece on East Asia and what's going on over there, thank you very much. The think piece on East Asia and the relationships, and it sits something like romantic capitalism or something like that in there. And this is it. Huh? Yeah, we're tying it all together. So Mr. Z just presented y'all with a white woman and an Asian woman telling you it's all about that money. Telling you they would rather, well, at least for the white woman, she would rather be the side chick to a rich dude. The Asian young lady told you normalize pretty much mistreating everyday average men. Insulting them, belittling them, and telling them, hey, you're not on my level. Mr. Z doesn't know about the disrespect, but Mr. Z doesn't know if a woman telling you you're not on her financial level is the worst thing in the world. Let those women feel that at scale. Huh? Let those women fight for the elite men. Let them share peen. Let them street fight for the elite men. And for them that have too much dignity for that, let them just be celibate or be on their celibate journey. Don't you know? I love my peace. I love being single. I love my solitude. I love it. I lean on my network and my community. Huh? Let them enjoy their 2 and 3 cats and their dog. Ain't that right, Amanda Seals? Let the ladies feel all of their hypergamy. Ooh. If their hypergamy bar is on the moon, if it grows exponentially no matter what men have ever done in human history, their hypergamy bar will forever continue to rise, then let them destroy society. And dear men, every step of the way, there's going to be a Mr. Z. There will be Mr. Z, and there will be others like Mr. Z, where we will document every single step of the way. Y'all know it's the ladies in their insane hypergamy, right? Y'all know it's the ladies in their insane hypergamy, right? You know it's their delusions, right? You know it's their delusions, right? You damn right. Every step of the way, there will be a Mr. Z to remind society, Mr. Z Ryman. You know their delusions and their insane hypergamy is how we got here, right? Oh, and what does it look like at the end?
This is why everyone is single and men stop trying. This is the mouse paradise, a scientific experiment from the 1960s. They made the perfect world for mice with unlimited food, safety, and no predators. In the beginning, they placed 4 females and 4 males and let them multiply. The population exploded, hundreds, then thousands. Then something strange happened. They stopped mating. And within 4 years, they were extinct. But why? According to scientists, the reason was social interaction overload, just like humans on social media today. They were in 24/7 interaction with thousands of others. Too much stimulation, too much competition for social status, and this led them to lose the ability to form bonds, to mate and raise their young. Many males became so-called the beautiful ones. They lost interest in females. They just groomed themselves all day and withdrew completely because they could not compete in this chaos anymore. And the females followed by losing interest in males. So no mating.
So no mating is what he said at the end of that. So let the ladies put their hypergamy bar to the moon. Shout out to the ladies. Let them dream of ending up with the Prince Charming, super wealthy elite man. Let them have their ideas of the super tall, good looking, probably white, rich man who saves them from themselves financially. Whisk them away. Let the ladies have that. And let them crash society with these dreams and aspirations. Play the clip, Z.
The wealthy will not marry you, and here's why. There's a term for this in economics, and it's called assortative mating. It's a tendency for people to marry others like themselves, high earners with high earners, college grads with college grads, and over the last few decades, the pattern has intensified. People don't choose partners from the entire population, they choose from people they actually meet. People from the same schools, same jobs, same cities. So marriage stops being random and becomes a lot more predictable. And this has consequences. Wealth doesn't come from income alone, it comes from stability, from true salaries instead of one, from shared risk, from access to better neighborhoods, better schools, and better networks. That's how advantage compounds. This is why today, who you marry matters almost as much as what you do, why upward mobility feels harder, and why effort alone is not enough to close the gap. Once assortative mating sets in, it reinforces itself. Children grow up in healthier homes, they get better education, they move to the same expensive cities, they meet people just like them, and they marry each other. So when people say anyone can make it, they're ignoring a part of the system that matters deeply. So if you feel like this economy isn't built for you, it's because in some ways it isn't. And it's not because we're failing as individuals, it's because wealth is concentrating 2 people at a time.
So what the Asian young lady is saying And we're gonna play it one more again. Z, goddamn, you be spamming the hell out of these clips. I know. What the Asian young lady is saying is not too far. We've heard this before. Play it again, Z.
Normalize telling men that you just ain't my type financially, honey. There are other people who are in your wage level who would actually be more compatible with you. The men who are genuinely so intrigued by the women who are like literally top tier level 10 and they're still working on themselves, having the potential, figuring out their life at level 3. And they're like, let me just figure out how to get to level 10 in less than 60 days and impress her. And then you impress her, try to get her, and then you can't maintain her. Unless you want to dig yourself your own grave and your own sadness and your own heartbreak, just stay in your lane. Men have nothing but the audacity. So show them on their level where they deserve to be. I had a girlfriend who recently started dating this guy. It turns out 6 months later, he was like, hey, I just can't afford you. Too high maintenance. I can't keep paying for your bills, blah, blah. But yet in the big beginning, he was playing all this big dog saying, I can do this for you. I can do that for you. I can buy you a home. Let's get married in a year. Like, let's plan our future. And then 6 months later, he's like, hey, this is actually too much for me. He was like love bombing her and he kept doing all the things, showing up to her workplace, buying her things, like sending her coffee, food, like literally everything. And now he's saying, oh, because I can't afford you financially, can you still stay with me? And it's like, don't try to come into my life and downgrade my lifestyle just because you like me and try to pretend play what you couldn't do. And in the end, fall short on that. Save yourself the time, the heartache, and the energy, ladies. Start telling men what they deserve to hear. I love you guys. Bye.
And what is that young lady saying? Much different than, well,
so if you're making $50,000, don't date. I'm just being for real. You're not ready to date. Again, I'm with you. You're not ready to date because courtship costs. Okay. Everything costs. Okay. You can go for 22 walks in the park. Eventually, shorty is gonna need a sip of something. She gonna be thirsty. This bottle of water is $3 in Atlanta. Let's not play. So if you don't have any expendable cash, don't date. And whatever that looks like for you, you might only make 50,000, but you live in a shoe, and now you got expendable cash. Or get you a bottom of the barrel bitch that's gonna date you when you have no money. If she doesn't have that expectation, and I'm gonna tell you this right now, enjoy it while it lasts because eventually you're gonna want to run. Because she doesn't stretch you. She doesn't make you the man that you need to become. She allows you to be the stagnant dude in the same jeans for days. You know what I'm saying? Be cutting up. I'm just talking about.
huh? What did the Asian young lady say? Much different than what this Latina, black, light skinned, whatever woman said. Huh? At scale, this doesn't work for society because we know the median income in America is $43,000 a year. The average income in America is $64,000 a year. And we got one of these panda bears. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. We have one of these panda bears that spoke to that. Oh boy, Z, you just stringing these videos along. Look, I got y'all videos and I'm stringing it along. We writing a narrative here.
Did not know that the bar is so fucking close to hell. I just found out that the average salary of a black African American male is $55,000. $55,000 is the average salary for us? The bar is in hell. It's there. It's there, bro.
Whatever this young man's sexuality is, ladies, you listen to him if you want. Then just be single and suffer, or be happy if you can make it happen, or be content. Impossible. Huh? Shout out to all the ladies that know what contentment is and they actually enjoy being content. Impossible, right? To that young man, average income in America is $64,000. I'm not just speaking about black people. The average income in America is $64,000. Median income is $43,000. Those are the numbers, ladies. All women, including black women. Those are the numbers. So if the bar is in hell because black men make $50,000 a year on average, then ladies, you don't owe the men, you don't owe black men being with a $55,000 a year black man. Stay your ass single then, or go take your chances with the non-black men. Good luck on that. Or engage in same-sex loving relationship. Right? You might want to learn how to bob and weave them fisto. Oops. You might want to learn how to bob and weave some fists, though. I heard the DV rate over there is no joke. Huh? Shout out to all these pandering ass men, black men. Pandering ass black men. The bar is in hell. Black men, I find out black men make $55,000 a year. The bar is in hell. Average income in America, 64,000. Median income, 43,000. These are the folks that continue to sell women, including especially black women, delusions. Very few of us are attempting to tamp down women's delusions in their grow infinite hypergamy bar. Very few of us in society. I'm not even just speaking about the black manosphere or the manosphere. Shout out to Coach Greg Adams, the clanosphere. No, I am saying across the planet, especially in the West, especially in America, very few of us are looking at the ladies like you are delusional. The math don't math for y'all at scale. At scale, ladies, the math don't math. The math doesn't add up. 25% give or take of men, not just black men, of men made $100,000 a year or more last year. For all Americans, it was like 18 some odd percent of all Americans made $100,000 a year or more. So we'll round up, let's say 20% of Americans. All your delusions, all of your aspirations, all of your ideas of the upwardly mobile life are in the top 20%. So, in other words, are we saying to all adults in America, you don't get to enjoy life, you don't get to enjoy romance, you don't even get to enjoy XXX fun, you don't get to have children, you don't get to couple up, don't get married, unless you find yourself in the top 20%? But it's only the top 20%. Huh? Is that what we are saying? Because when we let the ladies talk, that is what it looks like they're saying. Huh? That is what it looks like they are saying. Play the little Pandora again, Z.
I did not know that the bar is so fucking close to hell. I just found out that the average salary of a black African American male is $55,000. $55,000 is the average salary for us? The bar is in hell. It's there. It's there, bro.
Wow. Huh? This is because pop culture and cultural rhetoric is spreading fast and wide because most people don't really want to talk about money for real. Power, capitalism, neoliberalism, America's current standing in the world, economics, who own what, wealth distribution in America, in the West, globally. Huh? People either don't know or they don't care to know. And so this type of conversation is easy. It's easily accessible. It's cheap. And it gets people in their emotions. Especially, obviously, the ladies. Who want to tell the ladies that only about 9% of Americans are millionaires, and that's not even liquid. And an estimated 2.5% of Americans actually have $1 million liquid. Who want to tell the ladies that? Especially not these panderers. These panderers don't want to say, hey, look, last time they did the numbers, it was about 8.8. We're going to round up and say 9%. Even if we say 9.5%, even if we say 10% of Americans are millionaires. Even if we round up and say 10% of Americans are millionaires. Even if we say 3% of Americans are liquid. They could pull a liquid $1 million out their rear end right now. They could touch $1 million right now. Even if we say it's 3%. 3% out of 100? So out of every 100 people, 3 people? We didn't factor in age yet. We didn't factor in race yet. We didn't factor in sex yet. How many of those 3% are women? How many of those 3% are widowed women? White widowed women in their 60s, 70s, 80s? Huh? How many of those 3% are old white men? So when we factor in age, in race, how many of those 3% that could touch a liquid $1 million or more are in a acceptable age range for whatever random woman, has the looks also, and is single? Huh? Once again, if you're not doing the math, if you don't know the numbers, you sound like the panderer. Because you don't know, and you don't care to know. All you know is to sell resentment, rage, ire, anger to your black female subscribers and listeners. That's all you know to do. You don't know the number, and you don't care to know. And to be frank, Uzi, if you were to actually tell the ladies the truth, how many viewers would you have? How many subscribers would you have? If you were to tell the ladies, hey, see, look, I done did the research, and college-educated black women around the age of 60, yeah, they don't got no money. What you talking about, Z? These findings are supported by data showing that black women, solo agers nearing retirement, are at a higher risk of becoming old and poor in America, with median wealth for single college-educated black women older than age 60 being significantly lower, $11,000, than that of married black women, $424,000, or unmarried white women, $384,000 in the same age and educational bracket. College-educated black women, 60 and older, wealth of $11,000. That's top tier black women. Wealth of $11,000 when unmarried. Huh? Solo agers, they call it. The married black women who are also college educated, so these are those solo ager black women, these are their peers, but that are married. $424,000. Does that young man know that? Probably not. Does he care to know? Probably not. If he did know, would he say that to his female subscribers, black female subscribers? Probably not. Why not, Z? Because do the ladies want to hear that, or do they just want to hear delusion? Do they just want to hear black men bad stories? Right? Boogeyman black man stories. Huh? The rage content is easy. It's cheap. It's cheap. It's easily accessible. It's easily digestible. Black men losers, colorist, featurist, texturist, fat phobia. That's the easy talk. Oh, that's so easy. Black men don't value black women talk. Easy. You don't have to know much. You don't really have to say much. You just stick the landing. The same BS old tired talking points. Huh? Black men not on black women's level. Black women are the most educated group of people in America. Easy, cheap, and it doesn't even have to be true. Huh? It doesn't have to be factually accurate. It doesn't have to be true. It can lack all historical context. Who cares? The ladies that listen to young men like this, they don't care. All they want is that cope dope. Just give me the rage content, right? Rage bait. Give me the rage content so that I could sustain and survive off of. So I can make up for being lonely and single. Huh? Give me the rage content where we say, yeah, it's because the men can't afford us.
Normalize telling men that you just ain't my type financially, honey. There are other people.
Huh? Yeah, just give me the rage content like that. Yeah. So then I could start wondering why all of us that are living life by the book are the ones who are not doing well financially, but these scammers and street dudes and the ladies of the night, why are they doing so well?
Drug dealers and OnlyFans models is out here buying their third house. And look at me. I'm over here with morals.
And this is another one of those, the 304s are winning. This is another one of those, the 304s are winning, and the people outside are winning, and the people that's not living life by the book are winning. And that's kind of true, but it's really not true. The outliers. The outliers. Huh? Your nephew that tried to pull that got caught, and he's sitting in jail right now, though. Uh-oh. That's the average. Huh? Your girl cousin who was a lady of the night, or she used to be on the pole, pun intended. Huh? Yeah, she lived a high life and she had the nice Range Rover and all of that, and now she's aged out the game and now she ain't doing too well. That's the average. The problem is, as Mr. Z has said often, shout out to all my day ones, shout out to all the new folks. The outliers are doing too much talking. And because the outliers are doing too much talking, and the outliers sound like this.
So if you're making $50,000, don't date. I'm just being for real. You're not ready to date. Again, I'm with you. You're not ready to date because courtship costs. Okay. Everything costs. Okay. You can go for 22 walks in the park. Eventually, shorty is gonna need a sip of something. She gonna be thirsty. This bottle of water is $3 in Atlanta. Let's not play. So if you don't have any expendable cash, don't date. And whatever that looks like for you, you might only make 50,000, but you live in a shoe, and now you got expendable cash. Or get you a bottom of the barrel bitch that's gonna date you when you have no money. If she doesn't have that expectation, and I'm gonna tell you this right now, enjoy it while it lasts, because eventually you're gonna want to run. Because she doesn't stretch you. She doesn't make you the man that you need to become. She allows you to be the stagnant dude in the same jeans for days. You know what I'm saying?
Huh? So because the outliers sound like that, what ends up happening is they influence your everyday woman, particularly black women, all these ladies living on social media. Social media and the internet is life. Huh? Social media, the internet, and their girlfriend circle that are lying about their lifestyle and what they won't do. Because of that influence, then the ladies end up sounding well.
Drug dealers and OnlyFans models is out here buying their third house. And look at me. I'm over here with morals.
Huh? Are there former street guys who go legit, or former street guys who are doing well financially and they don't get caught, or they got caught once upon a time, but they're in the process of cleaning their money and they're doing it big, and They're one of the very few who, at the end of their life, they're like, hey, I was able to make something happen in the game. Are there outliers? Yes. The 1 out of 15, 1 out of 20, yes. Yes, it happens, yes. But more than likely, that person has a record, they done got caught, they done been in trouble. Huh? Your girl cousin that you grew up with who decided to get on the pole, she got all different type of crazy stories of stalkers, huh? Being at the wrong place at the wrong time, boyfriends that were engaging in all type of illicit activity. That's the average story. Huh? The scammers are getting caught, they going to jail. The street guys got rivals who delete them. The street guys might have a body on them, whether he got caught or not. Because we have outliers that come out of jail and they start a podcast and now they got a couple 100,000 subscribers. Because we have outliers, everybody hyper focuses on the outliers. We hyper focus on the Jay-Z's. Huh? Hey, he started in the streets and now he a billionaire and now he became a rapper and then he used that to buy his businesses and now he a billionaire, he married Beyonce and now look at his family and Huh? Yeah. And because we have those type of outliers and everybody hyper focuses on the outliers, how many street dudes in New York that similar age to Jay-Z, how many of them are still sitting in Rikers right now? God damn, Z. Huh? How many mid-50-year-old black men in the tri-state area had the same story as Jay-Z and you don't know who the hell they are? And they have been deleted. They got deleted 30 years ago. Ooh. They got deleted 30 years ago, 20 some odd years ago. Huh? Or they had to go legit. They had to become square. They had to do square jobs because they got scared off. Huh? How many of them are sitting in a prison right now? But we hyper focus on the outliers. And that's how you get all of these weird stories. Huh? That's how you get the ladies, the video that was circulating about 2-3 years ago. Every once in a while, it comes back around. Would you rather be the main chick of the average dude or the side chick of the street guy? What they said, perked out dope boy or whatever they said. Would you rather be the wife or the girlfriend of the average guy, or would you rather be the side chick to the perked out, excuse me, like he on Percocet, perked out drug dealer guy, whatever the comparison is? And how many of those ladies said, I would rather be with the perked out drug dealer guy? Huh? Who's really the neoliberal when it comes to relationships? God damn. Who's the one really practicing relationship capitalism? Oops. Who is the one out of the two sexes, particularly in heterosexual relationships, who's the one who has their neoliberal, hyper-consumerist, hyper materialistic lens on while evaluating the opposite sex? Huh? Oh man. And Ben Porter says, if a chick believes a person that is a quote unquote scammer has 3 houses, I have a bridge in Brooklyn, I want to sell them. Look, of course they're being a bit hyperbolic, but the message is the message. Mr. Z gets the message. Right? Mr. Z gets the message. This is another one of those, the 304s are winning. Right? The water hose are winning. Ah, Z, I like what you did there. I know. The water hose are winning. The water hose be winning, like they say. Do they? Are they? Huh? It look fun. It looks fun, and what's the cost? The cost is stability towards the mid and end of their life. The cost is the way the men judge them and see them. Yeah, it look fun in their 20s, maybe even their 30s, right? Black don't crack. Maybe even their early 40s, right? Black don't crack. It sound nice. And then they have to live with how men view them and judge them. Then, whether they want to submit to the male gaze or not, GAZE, then the men get to decide whether that person, that men as a group, black men in specific as a group, see as a water hose, is that wife material? Uh-oh. Whether we actually literally marry her or not, or it's long-term relationship, is that wife material? So it sound good to say that water hose be winning. Huh? What do you sacrifice for that level of autonomy and freedom and independence and living your liberatory life, right? Because the other girls are outside, you want to be outside too, huh? So the ladies end up sounding, you gonna play it again, Z? You damn right. So the ladies be sounding like
Drug dealers and OnlyFans models is out here buying their 3rd house. And look at me. I'm over here with morals.
all of that because no one wants to tell the ladies what the math actually look like. All of that because no one wants to be honest with the ladies. Yeah, yes, the ladies are going to hypergamy. Women are going to hypergamy. Huh? But without a filter, without some guardrails, without some reality, goddamn Z, you said reality and women in the same sentence, in the same statement, in the same paragraph. Without some reality to tamp down and direct that hypergamy, you get delusion. And when the panderers are pandering,
I did not know that the bar is so fucking close to hell. I just found out that the average salary of a black African American male is $55,000. $55,000 is the average salary for us? The bar is in hell. It's there. It's there, bro.
when the panderers are pandering, you end up meeting women who sound delusional and their math doesn't math. It doesn't add up. They do not appreciate social contract. They do not appreciate, shout out to KMS, economies of scale. They do not appreciate I scratch your back, you scratch my back. I'm doing this because you're doing that. You're doing that because I'm doing this. No, the ladies want everything. They want, Z, you're going to say your world famous words. You damn right. They want patriarchy by feminist specifications. And you know what that end up looking like?
I want a man that provides and takes care of all of my bills and is going to make sure that I don't have to lift.
Are you a child? Let's remove the responsibility off of women's backs, but leave the responsibility on men's. Listen, what I'm saying is y'all can't have y'all cake and eat it too.
Okay.
Y'all want men to be traditional while y'all are no longer required to be traditional. I'm sorry.
And I don't think that's right.
Yes, it does not work that way. That's what feminism is. I want a man that pays all of my bills. I want to be a lady of leisure.
You're a man that takes care of
I see you using my shit.
Unrealistic as hell.
Which one?
We're going to pause it right there. No, Lady of Leisure is from an African sister in the UK. I mean, I want to be a woman of leisure. And then Real Talk with Yanni probably saw the same thing Mr. Z saw. And then Real Talk with Yanni said it. A woman of leisure. And now y'all, the rest of y'all saying it. Let's give the props to who said it first. It was that African, the busty African sister off of Black Talk out of the UK. And she might have got it from someone else. But at least Mr. Z, from Mr. Z's origin, it was that busty ass African sister out of the UK who said, I want to be a woman of leisure. And so shout out to that brother. You damn right. Are you a child? Huh? What you are seeing is women across the planet in these developed countries, these air quotes, advanced nations, societies, developing nations even, having to reconcile their autonomy, their independence, their I don't need no man with their hypergamy. In other words, the ladies having to reconcile patriarchy by feminist specifications, a la carte patriarchy and a la carte feminism simultaneously. And the math doesn't math. It just doesn't work. I want subsidized autonomy. I want autonomy with the bowling rails up. So you going bowling with your autonomy? Yes, but could you put the guardrails up, please? I don't want gutter balls. Huh? There's a pun in there. So of course that young man says, Z didn't look that young. Still, of course that young man says, are you a child? This is what feminism did. And all of you technocrats, you social designers, you demographers, you researchers, you pundits, you talking heads, you tastemakers, you cultural critics, where the hell are y'all to tell the ladies, see the way feminism and equality and equity works and egalitarianism works? Yeah, y'all can't actually ask for all of that anymore. So y'all can watch the women throw a goddamn temper tantrum. Where are all of you to tell the ladies, see the way to math? Huh? The way to math? It don't work like that. Huh? You might end up with a man who earns more than you, but more than likely not. And the ideas of the man that earns significantly more than you, and he's of higher status than you, right? It's probably not going to happen. You're probably not going to be a $43,000 a year earning woman and get married to the $250,000, $350,000 a year man. That's probably not going to happen. Like, probability is like 99%. It's probably not going to happen. Huh? And don't even dream about the man who's a liquid millionaire. It's probably not going to happen. Where are all of you technocrats to say that? Where are you social designers and talking heads and pundits and demographers and cultural critics? It's not just a dream and aspiration for the ladies. It's a foregone conclusion. The women are the temporarily embarrassed millionaires, billionaires. Huh? They are. That's why they sound like this. And shout out to Mediocre Tutorial Reviews.
I want a man that provides and takes care of all of my bills and is going to make sure that I don't have to lift.
Are you a child? Let's remove the responsibility off of women's backs, but leave the responsibility on men's. Listen, what I'm saying is y'all can't have y'all cake and eat it too.
Okay.
Y'all want men to be traditional while y'all are no longer required to be traditional. I'm sorry.
And I don't think that's right.
Yes, it does not work that way. That's what feminism is. I want a man that pays all of my bills. I want to be a lady of leisure.
You're a man that takes care of all
I see you using my shit.
Unrealistic as hell.
Which one are you though? You just said you're one thing, but you're mad.
Watch, it's gonna be in his next movie.
I'm gonna tell you what I am. I am a traditional man. I am not a sucker. Find a woman that wants nothing and give her everything. Y'all don't get when I say a man leads, but his woman is who he follows. Y'all don't understand that.
I understand that.
Don't.
He's good.
My issue is y'all want a man to take on all the responsibility without giving him the respect that's supposed to come with it. Because it's take care of me, but that man can't tell me SHIT. Women want men to take on the responsibility without giving them the respect that's supposed to come with it. And at what point do you hold yourself accountable for choosing that man?
Are you a child?
I agree with him, and shout out to Keep It 100. He says he knows the brother, right? He says, I know that guy. And shout out to that brother. Tell him we watching. Tell him we watching, right? I agree with the word respect, although I would use deference, right? If I'm paying the freight and you still think you're going to talk to me as we're peers, ooh, Z, you said it. Or even worse, disrespectfully, that's a no-go. Huh? That's a no-go. The women want paymaster men that defer to them. Ooh, what? Well, you have to understand, I'm the one who's going to do more emotional labor, and I'm going to be the one who does the labor around the house and the domestic chores and take care of the kids. And so, I mean, it's only right that you're the one who provide more of the money, and then that's what equality and egalitarianism looks like. See, you said that real quick. I know. That's the lady's excuse. Yes, you're doing and lifting up the relationship financially, the labor, the time. We have to break down what money is. The hours that it takes, especially for some of us blue collar brothers, the time, the energy, the hours that you're putting in, that the ladies so easily and casually dismiss. It's not just money, it's life force. The hours and the time and the life force that you put in to make that. Huh? And they should just so casually dismiss it. Because your 45 is not good enough for her. You're 50, you're 55, you're 60, you're 65, you're 70, you're 75. The ladies don't start looking maybe until you 80 and 85. And Mr. Z's being generous with that. They really don't start looking like we said, the big 100, the 6 figures. Talking about keep it 100. They don't start looking until you make it 100. And that number about to change to $250,000. If it didn't change already, it changed already. Huh? So the ladies are insanely disrespectful. And to make it worse, whether it's tonight's conversation, whether it's any one of these panel discussions, black, white, all the others in between, You call all the other races and ethnicities in between, Z? You heard me. How often do you see a panel tell the women straight out, you probably ain't gonna get that? Ooh, just kill the dream. Damn, Z. Mr. Z might have look. Goddamn, I might have to do this. We're gonna have to probably do something or date in Broward County where we just have the numbers on the wall for the goddamn matchmaking event. This would be one of the first matchmaking events where the men show up and the women don't. Well, damn, Z. Right? Median height for men, average height for men, median income for men, average height for men. Right? You already said the height, Z. Median income for men, average income for men. The men are gonna show up. The women are gonna be like, nah, he's selling loser men. Huh? The women are delusional. And all of these matchmaking shows and relationship shows, pop the balloons and all of them. It's just a bunch of folks, women, looking for good-looking, walking ATM machines that defer to her. Huh? And so shout out to that brother. Exactly. What are you, a child? Yes, ladies. If you're asking us to be cleanup men, that is how we should look at you. If you're asking us to be cleanup men, you said asking, Z, demanding that we're cleanup men. Paymasters, therapists, counselors, blankets, Z, comforters. Shout out to Shy. Huh? If you were demanding all of that, and what you say to the men is, well, I offer you maybe a womb, possibly, because more and more of you don't want to have children, maybe a womb, possibly XXX access, and my presence, mainly my presence. What I really offer you possibly is my presence. That doesn't mean that I don't reserve the right to blow this whole thing up in 5 years, 3 years. Ladies, that is childlike behavior. The young man is correct. That is, he has every right. His analysis and observation is correct. That is childlike. He used the right words. Only a child doesn't understand fairness and tries to offer you unfair and says it's fair. Z, now you talking about fairness. You damn right. Fine, life is not fair. And men said, watch this. Well, damn. Continuing. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. I'm going to check those likes in a minute. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat.
I want a man that provides and takes care of all of my bills and is going to make sure that I don't have to lift.
Are you a child? Let's remove the responsibility off of women's backs, but leave the responsibility on men's. Listen, what I'm saying is y'all can't have y'all cake and eat it too. Okay. Y'all want men to be traditional while y'all are no longer required to be traditional. I'm sorry.
And I don't think that's right.
Yes, it does not work that way. That's what feminism is. I want a man that pays all of my bills. I want to be a lady of leisure.
You're
Let's pause right there. As he said, that's what feminism is. That's what feminism is. Now, let's be clear. That's what was stated on paper. We already know that's not what, at least the heterosexual feminists, that's not what they were trying to do. What they were trying to do is get as much from men as humanly possible without giving as little as humanly possible. Right? Tip the balance in their favor. We appreciate this, but okay, fine. And we're going off of what's stated. As the young man said, That's what feminism is. If you say equality, you have to appreciate what that means for your romantic situations. You don't get equality in the workplace, huh? Equality in society. Men are not deferred to. Okay, fine, ladies. Okay, fine. But you don't get that level, societal level equality at scale. And then say, when it comes to your domestic situation, your home, this is the one place where he got to earn more. Okay, he does earn more, significantly more. But yet the dynamics are supposed to still be some type of equality. He earns more, he pays more, he pays all. For the idea that you are going to do the lion's share of domestic labor. Huh? And for the idea that you are going to be doing the lion's share of emotional labor. Because the men are big, dumb Neanderthals, don't you know? Incapable of showing any emotions and feelings outside of anger, of course, because once again, big, dumb Neanderthals. Huh? Can barely speak, can barely string along syllables, string along words, string along sentences. Huh? And so, because of concepts like that, the women say, okay, fine. And you can make up for this with a boatload of money. Because I'm going to be doing the emotional labor and the raising of the children primarily, and emotional labor, and just pay everything or pay the majority. Oh, but we're still equal. And I want equal pay in the workplace. And I want equality in overall society. What is demanded of you is fixed. And then I get to do what I want to do. Well, what? Where are the men to sign up for this? Where are the young men to sign up for this? What is demanded of men is fixed. And we keep on adding extra. We're not taking away anything. Z, just say the term. Men don't get to enjoy their old traditional gendered pleasures anymore. Women, on the other hand, oh. The women get to enjoy the old traditional gendered pleasures while also enjoying the lack of responsibility to play out their role in the traditional dance. Well, damn. So in other words, the women get to win from the past and win from the future. Win in the present. Right? Yeah. So the women get to enjoy the gendered pleasures of traditional womanhood while enjoy the autonomy, the lack of responsibility, the lack of obligation, the lack of in a way. And Mr. Z is back. We're back. We're back. Right? And you already know reckless and relevance is no, they want you to pay 100% and 50% of their domestic duties. Say that. I would say 100% if they could get away with it too. Of the domestic duties. Women are human beings. Women are human beings. Women can be selfish, self-centered, myopic, short-sighted, all about me and the self and the worship of self, right? Just as much worse than the men. I would argue we have too many technocrats pretending like they don't understand that women are human beings also. Women are not morally superior to men. Huh? Women are not more humanitarian and humane than the men. And if you have a system, the Gordon Gekko greed is good system, huh? The Margaret Thatcher, there is no society, there's only individuals and families system that does not just affect the men, that affects the women in their valuation of themselves, of men, of children, of society, of community. And what we are living is the cost of that. The cult of self. What is the cost of the cult of self? What is the cost of modernity?
This is why everyone is single and men stop trying. This is the mouse paradise, a scientific experiment from the 1960s. They made the perfect world for mice with unlimited food, safety, and no predators. In the beginning, they placed 4 females and 4 males and let them multiply. The population exploded, hundreds, then thousands. Then something strange happened. They stopped mating. And within 4 years, they were extinct. But why? According to scientists, the reason was social interaction overload. Just like humans on social media today. They were in 24/7 interaction with thousands of others. Too much stimulation, too much competition for social status, and this led them to lose the ability to form bonds, to mate and raise their young. Many males became so-called the beautiful ones. They lost interest in females. They just groomed themselves all day and withdrew completely because they could not compete in this chaos anymore. And the females followed by losing interest in males. So no mating, and they all just died without having babies. Since 2010.
Huh? Because I would argue that at scale, we don't have enough, air quotes, leaders and thinkers in the developed nations and advanced countries being honest with all of us, particularly the women. Infinite hypergamy gets you here. Delusions gets you here. Not curtailing the ladies' delusion and infinite hypergamy gets you here. Welcome to hell. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. We're gonna play it again.
I want a man that provides and takes care of all of my bills and is going to make sure that I don't have to lift.
Are you a child? Let's remove the responsibility off of women's backs, but leave the responsibility on men's. Listen, what I'm saying is y'all can't have y'all cake and eat it too.
Okay.
Y'all want men to be traditional while y'all are no longer required to be traditional. I'm sorry.
And I don't think that's right.
Yes, it does not work that way. That's what feminism is. I want a man that pays all of my bills. I want to be a lady of leisure.
You're a man that takes care of all
I
of
see you
those
using my
things.
shit.
Unrealistic as hell.
Which one are you though? You just said you're one thing, but you're mad.
Watch, it's gonna be in his next movie.
I'm gonna tell you what I am. I am a traditional man. I am not a sucker. Find a woman that wants nothing and give her everything. Y'all don't get when I say a man leads, but his woman is who he follows. Y'all don't understand that.
I understand that.
Don't.
He's good.
My issue is y'all want a man to take on all the responsibility without giving him the respect that's supposed to come with it. Because it's take care of me, but that man can't tell me SHIT. Women want men to take on the responsibility without giving them the respect that's supposed to come with it. And at what point do you hold yourself accountable for choosing that man?
The "Are you a child?" comment is just, it just tastes so damn good because it's so damn accurate. This woman wants the benefits of a traditional thinking or oriented man while also not being a traditional thinking and or oriented woman. Initially, feminism started out as being about equality, and then it dovetailed recently to be utilized for dominance. And that dominance has caused separation because now the roles are blurred. in favor of that domination from women. Benefits without accountability is a delusional clown world, and men are tired of placating to this delusion because inevitably it's the man that suffers. Women that deserve the world do not orient their talking points in this manner. These women orient their talking points in what a man can do for me.
Slight correction or something to consider in mediocre tutorial and reviews. Ultimately, it's the men that suffer in the open. Mediocre tutorial and review says ultimately it's the men that suffer. No, the men suffer in the open. The media doesn't cover, or they slant the coverage of the women suffering. The women are suffering. Notice we said male loneliness epidemic. Mr. Z brings y'all video after video after video after video of young women, middle-aged women, older women, all complaining on the internet, particularly middle-aged women and younger women, because of their loneliness. The older women are not on the internet like that. And if they are, they're looking at cat videos or something. There's a pun in there. No, the women are suffering also. There's not as much coverage of it. You have a society that is attempting to get as much from the men, bleed the men dry. As much productivity from the men as humanly possible. You can't do that if you're honest about the female loneliness epidemic. Huh? No, you speak about the male loneliness epidemic so you can goad the men into being paymasters for wayward, selfish, mean, condescending, rude, materialistic, consumerist, overweight women. Damn Z, all of that, I said it. Huh? And Keep It 100 says women lose in the long run, and that they do, especially for black women. A disproportionate number of black women are kinless as they age. Advocates say they deserve a social safety net too. Continuing, black and Latina women who never marry are the least wealthy in the U.S. Continuing, these findings are supported by data showing that black women solo agers nearing retirement are at higher risk of becoming old and poor in America, with median wealth for single college-educated black women older than age 60 being significantly lower, $11,000, than that of married black women, $424,000, or unmarried white women, $384,000 in the same age and educational bracket. So going to what Keep It 100 said. Huh? Women lose in the long run. So to mediocre tutorial and reviews, yes, ultimately the men lose in the open. In the open. The women, this is one of those that the women suffer in silence. That they actually do suffer in silence. And even when they're suffering loudly, the framing has nothing to do. The framing has nothing to do with, hey, you know, you probably wouldn't be suffering like this if you had a man. I'm just saying. You could take your little money and take his little money, and then y'all could have like double the little money. Huh? Maybe make something shake, make something work. Share the cost of this life. You're trying to lift the couch of life by yourself. Huh? And how's that working exactly? So to mediocre tutorial and reviews, yes, the hypocrisy of the ladies. Yes, they want benefits without accountability, all of that. But the part of the men ultimately lose, yes, the men lose. Z, you gonna say your other world famous line. Say it. Men lose the gender war. Men lose the gender war. Men lose the gender war devastatingly. Oh, men, oh, it's a foot right up the ass. right up the rectum. Huh? Big toe wiggling in your rectum and all. Goddamn, Z, why you gotta paint the picture? Huh? Yes, men lose the gender war, and women lose the gender war harder. Huh? Men lose the gender war. Oh, it's ugly. Limbs all over the place. Blood splattered all over the place. Holy bodies, it's devastating. But women lose the gender war harder. It's that simple. Huh? Anyone tells you different is lying through their teeth. Huh? We have reached the market cap of luxury beliefs, everyone. Particularly in the West, white nations, particularly in the West, particularly in America. Huh? We have reached the market cap. Huh? Yeah. Oh man. So once again, that was Mr. Z giving mediocre tutorial reviews something to consider. Brother, no. Ultimately, men lose. Yes, they do. Devastating. Money all type of messed up. Kids no longer living with you. Huh? Breaking up the home. Money all type of messed up, like I said earlier. Yeah, the men lose. It's embarrassing. You might have to move in back with your parents in your 40s, 50s. Huh? Only get to see your kids once a week. Once every other week? Ugh. All of that. Oh, it's messed up. And the women still lose harder. God damn, Z. Huh? Continuing. And what does it look like when enough men, black men in specific, realize this?
Just sitting here thinking about how I went to singles night at church and it was hundreds. I mean, at least 1,000. First, I thought it was 500, but the pastor said it was 1,000 singles in attendance. Like, are we all living the same life at this point? Because I've never been in a room with that many single people, or even thought that it was even. I thought I was like the only one left. I mean, beautiful women, all types, shapes, and sizes. Literally African American women. Like a room full of singles. And I'm like, this has to be an experiment. Like, this has to be like assimilation. Is that the word I want to use? I think so. Like, I'm confused and I'm like low key, like nervous.
She meant to say humiliation.
Well, shit for myself. Fuck y'all. Because where are the men? Where are the men? Then again, don't know. Never mind. Don't. We know where they at. Bye.
And we're back, right? And we're back. So that was mediocre tutorial reviews. I played the clip of the young lady, and we're gonna play it again. Speaking about these single events at church, and yeah, y'all saw the tattoos. So she, I have guesses of how we got here and what this means. Reformed, anyway. And the fact that she couldn't get humiliation ritual out, but okay, we're gonna leave that alone. Let's play it again.
Just sitting here thinking about how I went to singles night at church, and it was hundreds. I mean, at least 1,000. First, I thought it was 500, but the pastor said it was 1,000 singles in attendance. Like, are we all living the same life at this point? Because I've never been in a room with that many single people, or even thought that it was even. I thought I was like the only one left. I mean, beautiful women, all types, shapes, and sizes. Literally African American women. Like a room full of singles. And I'm like, this has to be an experiment. Like, this has to be like assimilation. Or is that the word I want to use? I think so. Like, I'm confused, and I'm like low-key like nervous, like for us. Well, shit, for myself, fuck y'all. Because where are the men? Where are the men? Then again, don't know. Never mind. Don't. We know where they at. Bye.
Huh? Yeah. So the young lady is telling you once again, this is another one of these mixers, dating events, matchmaking events where it's 10 to 1, 9 to 1, 8 to 1, 7 to 1, 6 to 1, 5 to 1. Women to men. Huh? This goes back to what I was saying to mediocre tutorial reviews. Ultimately, the men lose, the women are losing. This is a loss. This is a loss. Whenever you hear one of these women complain about men not showing up to matchmaking events, speed dating events, mixers, all of the social events, the third spaces, that is the ladies telling you, I made myself available, giggity, huh? I made myself available and the men weren't there, huh? It was just a bunch of women. And ladies, there is nothing wrong with that. Didn't y'all say y'all want to chill out with your sisters anyway? Didn't y'all say that y'all were okay with a planet full of women anyway? Isn't that what we're told by the ladies? Could you live on a planet full of women, or a planet but nothing but women? And women say yes, and they say it so enthusiastically all around the planet. They can't wait. Start it now, today. And yet from China to America, literally on the other side of the world, you have these big, huge matchmaking, speed dating, mixer events, and it's always 10 to 1, 9 to 1, 8 to 1, 7 to 1, 6 to 1, 5 to 1. Women to men. The women want a planet full of nothing but women. Sounds nice. But the women also go to matchmaking events to meet men. Huh? 5 to 1, 6 to 1, 7 to 1, 8 to 1, 9 to 1, 10 to 1. Women to men. Yeah. Sounds like somebody's lying. Huh? Sounds like in public and out loud, people are swearing allegiance to the sisterhood, but in private and in secret, they lonely and they horny and they single and they miserable. But they enjoy their peacetime and their alone time, right? Remember that, everyone. Dear men, dear black men around the planet, remember the ladies said they enjoy their peacetime and their alone time. and they enjoy their community and they would love for a planet with nothing but women, and then they go to mixers where the men aren't there, and then the women record themselves complaining about it. And where are the men? But of course. Huh? Somebody's lying. Huh? Play it again, Z. And I'll give Z a second. And here we go.
Just sitting here thinking about how I went to singles night at church, and it was hundreds. I mean, at least 1,000. First, I thought it was 500, but the pastor said it was 1,000 singles in attendance. Like, are we all living the same life at this point? Because I've never been in a room with that many single people, or even thought that it was even. I thought I was like the only one left. I mean, beautiful women, all types, shapes, and sizes. Literally African American women. Like a room full of singles. And I'm like, this has to be an experiment. Like, this has to be like assimilation. Is that the word I want to use? I think so. Like, I'm confused, and I'm like low-key like nervous, like for us. Well, shit, for myself, fuck y'all. Because where are the men? Where are the men? Then again, don't know. Never mind. Don't. We know where they at. Bye.
Where are the men, everyone? Uh-oh. Where are the men, everyone? What are the men doing? Huh? Yeah. Why aren't you going to the church speed dating matchmaking mixer event? What are you doing? Huh? What in the world are you doing that's more important than going to meet a sister with a chest tattoo and a bunch of different color long nails and got the Weavy Wonder thing going? And I'm not trying to insult the lady, but she showed it, and if that's the right video to sync up with what she's saying, that's a church matchmaking event full of women, per her own words. So what could the men possibly be doing? I wonder, what could the men possibly be doing other than attending all of it? And even if it's not religious, even if it's not a church matchmaking event, any one of these matchmaking events, even a secular one, what are the men doing other than attending these matchmaking events, these speed dating events, these mixers? Huh? Oh boy. They couldn't possibly be chilling out in their room, in their house, in their apartment, in their condo, playing video games or online or talking with friends or engaging in any one of their hobbies, playing some type of sport, learning a new instrument, how to play a new instrument, huh? Any manner of things, reading, cycling, going on hikes, messing with their car, huh? How toxic can the environment be where even a supposed safe place, the church? Oh boy, Z, you said church and safe in the same sentence, and I don't know if that's been the safe space, I don't know, for the past, 40 years, 40 plus years. Oops. A supposed safe place, and the men still are not showing up. Black men of dating age, of marriageable age, still aren't showing up to the matchmaking event at church. I wonder why. Could it possibly be because what's at church currently is weaved up, tatted up, long nails, don't know the term, humiliation ritual ass black women? Could that possibly be what's largely available for your church-going, holy roller, black men. You know, like this.
Just sitting here thinking about how I went to singles night at church, and it was hundreds. I mean, at least 1,000. First, I thought it was 500, but the pastor said it was 1,000 singles in attendance. Like, are we all living the same life at this point? Because I've never been in a room with that many single people, or even thought that it was even. I thought I was like the only one left. I mean, beautiful women, all types, shapes, and sizes. Literally African American women. Like a room full of singles. And I'm like, this has to be an experiment. Like, this has to be like assimilation. Or is that the word I want to use? I think so. Like, I'm confused, and I'm like low-key, like nervous, like for us. Well, shit, for myself, fuck y'all. Because where are the men? Where are the men? Then again, don't know. Never mind. Don't. We know where they at. Bye.
The men were told that the ladies were decentering them. And so the men decentered the women, and they would much rather be playing their favorite first-person shooter game. Huh? They would much rather be playing their favorite, yes, role-playing game, MMO, RPG game, possibly. Huh? Yeah. Where are the men? The men are here. Huh? You damn right. And let's talk to somebody we haven't spoken to in a little bit, but he's still around. You want to know where the men are?
So where are the men? Where do y'all hang out? If you don't go to coffee...
I have been watching this colony of ants for maybe the last 30 minutes. I've even given them names, life stories. That's Barlamuccio. He's always been a loner. And if you sit and watch Barlamuccio for about 30 minutes, you'll notice, see, he just quick to pass off. He is his own ant. And notice how he's a lot bigger than a lot of the other ones as well. Oh, Barlamuccio, I will miss you, because I won't realize which one you are after this interaction.
And thus ended the tale of Barlamuccio. Good old Barlamuccio.
You want to know where the men are? That's where the men are. Counting ants. Giving ants stories and narratives and names. Huh? As Kevin Murray says, ant watching. There's no way, Z, but why? Okay, moment is serious. Dear America, dear the West, dear the developing and developed nations, maybe you don't appreciate how insufferable your daughters are. How absolutely delusional they are. How quick and easy they blow up relationships. I didn't even say marriage yet. Before we even get to the marriage. Huh? Yes, you damn right. As Kevin Murray said, the young men, the men of marriageable age would rather watch ants. Ant watch. Huh? You damn right. Indigo says, brothers is out here admiring creation. Kevin Murray comes back and says, men would rather observe insects than to be with women who are headaches. Huh? Yeah. Where are the men? Your average man who doesn't make $50,000 a year, even the man that makes $70,000 a year, would rather be playing their first-person shooter game and watching ants, huh? Than to subject themselves to the humiliation ritual. That's the term you were trying to use, young lady. The humiliation ritual of attempting to date women that sound like this.
Normalize telling men that you just ain't my type financially, honey. There are other people who are in your wage level who would actually be more compatible with you. The men who are...
Huh? Yes, the men would rather play their first-person shooter game and leave women like this to the air quotes elite men who gonna choose up on her. Yeah, that's it. Nope. Yes, the men would rather play video games or watch insects than subject themselves to this.
So if you're making $50,000, don't date. I'm just being for real. You're not ready to date. Again, I'm with you. You're not ready to. You're not ready to date because courtship costs. Okay. Everything costs. Okay. You can go for 22 walks in the park. Eventually, Shorty is gonna need a sip of something. She's gonna be thirsty. This bottle of water is $3 in Atlanta. Let's not play. So if you don't have any expendable cash, don't date. And whatever that looks like for you, you might only make 50,000, but you live in a shoe, and now you got expendable cash. Or get you a bottom of the barrel bitch that's gonna date you when you have no money. If she doesn't have that expectation, and I'm gonna tell you this right now, enjoy it while it lasts because eventually you're gonna want to run because she doesn't stretch you. She doesn't make you the man that you need to become. She allows you to be the stagnant dude in the same jeans for days. You know what I'm saying? Be cutting up.
Huh? Where are the men? The men are avoiding women like that. And regardless of what the narrative is, contrary to popular belief, a disproportionate number of your daughters, dear planet Earth, sound like that, move like that, think like that, feel like that about men. If we're telling salt of the earth men, particularly in America, particularly black men, how much they're not deserving of, what low level they occupy, how low the level is that they occupy, you have to appreciate the men will move accordingly. No, they're not going to attempt to, air quotes, get on the level that these women think they should be. No, go fight for those elite dudes or just be single over there in the struggle. Or if you earn enough, if you're earning good money and you can sustain yourself, ladies, shout out to you. Then just go over there and do your thing and go pay for peen. Go be the target practice for some young dude. Go run up the mileage on your Rose toy. For all of you Ebony K. Williams types, you Vivica A. Fox, Lisa Ray types, you Jill Scott types, just run up the mileage on your Rose toy. Or go do your same-sex loving thing. Shout out to Nishi Nash. Oops. Not enough men on your level, particularly black men. Go do your swirler divester thing and go pay for mediocre white lifestyle and peen. Ain't that right, Lonnie Love? Ooh, goddamn, Z. Tell us how much black men didn't appreciate you and then go end up with a struggling, aspiring actor, white actor, and go subsidize his life. Once again, ain't that right, Lonnie Love? Or white Latino dude. Ain't that right, the Black Bachelorette? Oops. Where are the men? The men are avoiding the women who are assholes, and that's like 90%, 85% if we want to be okay, maybe 20-25% of the women ain't the worst women on the planet. Okay, all right. We'll be fair. We'll be fair, we'll be nice. Yeah, we'd much rather be chilling at home playing our favorite video game. Talking to friends. Talking to friends online. Talking to friends on the video game. On the game. Why not? So are you saying you're avoiding us? Yes. Huh? Ladies, if you think you're not that insufferable at scale, we're not talking about every individual woman to a woman. If you think you're not that insufferable, ask the men. Ooh. And ask the men to be honest and don't pander. Uh-oh. Huh? Yeah. So, on that note, let's get to, I would argue, the main event. Y'all like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Right? Well, let's get to the main event. Let's get to this video right here. And this is going to be a couple minutes. And y'all strap in, pause, and let's get underway. Oh, actually, before we do that, let's do our fair use. Oh, let's see. Fair use. Continuing.
Men who treat women equally get judged as more sexist than the men who don't treat women equally.
Let's start with what he's actually referencing. So the actual research, not just the headline of an article about the research, found that women tend to prefer men who display what's called benevolent sexism. And benevolent sexism is the stuff that sounds nice. Let me protect you. Women should be cherished. I'll take care of everything. It doesn't sound like sexism because it's wrapped in a compliment. But, and this is an important but, it's built on the assumption that women are fragile and need to be taken care of. You still might not see a huge problem with that right now, but stick around because I promise I'll come back to it. First, I want to address the part that makes the study more interesting than his video wants it to be. The women in the study weren't being naive. They actually recognized that these men could be patronizing, but they still preferred them. He was right about that, but what he didn't answer was why. Luckily for us, the research does. In our culture, those behaviors are how men signal that they're willing to commit, to protect, to provide, to stick around. Women aren't secretly craving sexism. They're responding to signals of investment that our culture has conveniently wrapped in a sexist package. There's a big difference. When a man rejects those benevolent behaviors and treats women the same as he treats everyone else, he was judged harshly. The women surveyed toward him thought that he was hostile. They rated him as a worse husband, a worse father. Some participants even assumed he was more likely to commit domestic violence. This is something the video got correct, but once again, he conveniently left out the entire point of the study. The whole point of the research was to show that those assumptions are dead wrong, because men who reject benevolent sexism also tended to reject hostile sexism. They're not woman haters. They were egalitarians. They just treat people the same because they actually saw women as equals.
What does that say about what women really want?
I'm glad you asked. We've built a culture where a man who genuinely respects women as equals gets perceived as more dangerous than a man who puts them on a pedestal. That's not a gotcha against women. That's a problem with how all of us have been taught to read respect. Now, here's the piece that ties it all together, and this is the part that should concern everyone. Decades of research across multiple countries has shown that benevolent sexism and hostile sexism aren't opposites. They go together. The same guy who opens every door and tells you you're too beautiful to worry about money, statistically, he's more likely to also believe that women are too emotional for leadership, more likely to blame victims of assault, and more likely to turn hostile himself the second a woman stops playing the role that he assigned her. It's a system. The carrot and the stick. Be the quote-unquote right kind of woman, sweet, grateful, dependent, and you get cherished. Step out of line, though, now you get punished. That's not respect. That's a conditional contract. And it doesn't just trap women, it traps men too. Because if you've built your entire identity around being the protector and the provider, what happens when she doesn't need protecting? What happens when she makes more money than you? What happens when she has her own opinions about how to raise the kids or about where to invest the savings? You either evolve, which is largely what I advocate for on my channel, or you resent her for it. And I see a lot of men online choosing resentment. A lot of men who can't figure out why they're angry. And it's because the only version of masculinity they were ever taught comes with a terms and conditions agreement that the world stopped signing. So when someone slaps a title on a video like feminist women prefer sexist men, that's not education. That's engagement bait designed to make you feel like you've learned something without actually learning anything. The real research tells a much bigger, much more uncomfortable story, which is that we've all been raised inside of a system that rewards a very specific performance of gender for men and women, and punishes anyone who steps outside of it. The question isn't, what do women really want? The question is, why have we built a culture where treating someone as an equal gets read as treating them worse? And to the guys that are about to comment that holding a door open isn't sexism, relax. I walk on the outside of the sidewalk when I'm with my wife or kids. I give her my jacket when she's cold. And I used to walk her back to her car back when we were dating. Yes, I still hold the door. That's just being a decent person. The issue isn't the door. The issue is when you hold the door and think that's what makes you a good man. while also believing your wife shouldn't have opinions about money. That's the system. And these studies were trying to help people see it, not give guys a playbook for manipulating women.
Okay, that's not the worst. And we're back, right? Reckless, y'all already know. Okay, so we're back. So everyone, notice the framing of this. There's always a way to reinterpret. I appreciate it, right? We appreciate the reinterpretation, a different outlook, a different way to see this. Okay, cool. But what you're saying here is that the women want patriarchy under feminist specifications. Long-winded way of saying women want patriarchy under feminist specifications, and we're never going to get them to stop it. Oh. So we can either tell them they gotta dance like the men have to dance, or we just gonna let them destroy society because they're delusional. Huh? Yeah. Benevolent sexism. We've heard this term before. The women aren't dumb, they get it, but they prefer it. Ooh. Oh no, that didn't escape Z. You better believe that did not escape Z. You damn right. They prefer it. Your words. Huh? What we're not going to get is for men to perform this benevolent sexism for nothing. Huh? Your words. The women see egalitarian as some type of predatory, some type of sexist. They register egalitarian as some type of cruel or sexist or unkind. These were your sentiments. You damn right they do. Because they want preferential treatment. The ladies don't want egalitarianism. FD, are you listening? And they never did. Now that we are reaching the market cap of said egalitarianism, now this society is trying to get the men to still be some type of chivalrous and quote unquote gentlemanly. For what? For the women's presence, right? For the women's presence. Huh? Evidence and proof. This man, this white man does not agree with Z in his takes, in his angle. Does not agree with Z. And yet had no choice but to admit, yes, the women, the way they see the egalitarianism, they see it as some type of sexist. Yeah. Yeah. Huh? They never wanted egalitarianism. Very, 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 very few women actually mean it. Look, if feminism means equality, okay, we gonna take it. We go look. We'll take it. If that means we have to do our fair share in this society and in the home financially, we'll take it. If that's what egalitarianism look like, we'll do it. How many women signing up? No, the women sound like
I want
this.
a man that provides and takes care of all of my bills and is going to make sure that I don't have to live.
Are you a child?
And that's how the men respond. Notice, woman first, ladies first. Play it again.
I want a man that provides and takes care of all of my bills and is going to make sure that I don't have to live.
Are you a child?
Huh? And so when the women start off, say it again, when the women start off the horse trading, the dance, the negotiation, that way the men say, well, what this brother said. Huh? Recall, he said, feminism say y'all don't get all of that.
I want a man that provides and takes care of all of my bills and is going to make sure that I don't have to live.
Are you a child? Let's remove the responsibility off of women's backs, but leave the responsibility on men's. Listen, what I'm saying is y'all can't have y'all cake and eat it too.
Okay.
Y'all want men to be traditional while y'all are no longer required to be traditional. I'm sorry.
And I don't think that's right.
Yes, it does not work that way. That's what feminism is. I want a man that pays all of my...
That's what feminism is. Huh? That's what feminism is. We've reached the market cap of this weirdo luxury belief. Now the women gonna have to move. The women are threatening to crash society instead of moving. If they can't end up with the elite men, probably white, they're threatening to crash the entire society, then budge. Huh? And the men said, all right, that's okay. We'll be over here doing this. Huh? You damn right. Continuing. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Y'all been stingy with the likes, with the super chats today. God damn. Y'all ain't messing with Z. We got 104 watching. What that likes look like? Super chats dry like a mug. Continuing.
Men who treat women equally get judged as more sexist than the men who don't treat women equally.
Let's start with what he's actually referencing. So the actual research, not just the headline of an article about the research, found that women tend to prefer men who display what's called benevolent sexism. And benevolent sexism is the stuff that sounds nice. Let me protect you. Women should be cherished. I'll take care of everything. It doesn't sound like sexism because it's wrapped in a compliment. But, and this isn't important, but it's built on the assumption that women are fragile.
No, benevolent sexism isn't just a say. It's just not words. It's actions. It's walking on the outside of the street, on the sidewalk. It's opening doors. Huh? It's pulling chairs out. It's not just words. It's actions. And women appreciate the gesture. They appreciate it. Not all. Not your rad femmes, radical feminist, right? Not your rad femmes. It's not just words. It's not just nice complimentary sayings. No, it's actions. It's behavior. And the women prefer that. They want that. That's one of the wait for it, gendered pleasures Mr. Z speaks of often. Huh? Z, are you calling the ladies hypocrites? What it look like? Continuing.
Men who treat women equally get judged as more sexist than the men who don't treat women equally.
Let's start with what he's actually referencing. So the actual research, not just the headline of an article about the research, found that women tend to prefer men who display what's called benevolent sexism. And benevolent sexism is the stuff that sounds nice. Let me protect you. Women should be cherished. I'll take care of everything. It doesn't sound like sexism because it's wrapped in a compliment. But, and this isn't important, but it's built on the assumption that women are fragile and need to be taken care of. You still might not see a huge problem with that right now, but stick around because
the women want women should be taken care of. How many women want to be seen as fragile? That's debatable. But the taken care of, oh, you better believe it. Financially, emotionally, triple X-ually, Z. Put it in the book. Huh? Mentally and psychologically, spiritually, if they believe in some type of higher power. Yes, the women want to be taken care of. Look, y'all be in y'all bubbles. Whether it's tradcons, whether it's these weirdo feminists, male or female feminists on the left. You got the tradcons on the right. You got these weirdo feminists on the left. And y'all are in y'all bubbles. Y'all are not honest with the women, and y'all don't let the women be honest with y'all so y'all can hear their hypocrisy. Y'all are in y'all bulletproof, bomb-proof bubbles. Yes, the women want to be taken care of. Tell the women what not being taken care of look like. Oops. Tell them what straight 100% raw, and I mean it the way I said it, raw egalitarianism and equality look like and see if they don't go running for the hills. See, you gonna say it again? I said raw egalitarianism and equality. Tell them what it look like. Tell them what it sound like. Oops. Tell them what it feel like. And see if they don't go running for the hills. Y'all are liars, man. You're saying in this clip the women don't want egalitarianism. You're saying it, and yet you're trying to frame it like, look, you have to understand it. Continuing.
Men who treat women equally get judged as more sexist than the men who don't treat women equally.
Let's start with what he's actually referencing. So the actual research, not just the headline of an article about the research, found that women tend to prefer men who display what's called benevolent sexism. And benevolent sexism is the stuff that sounds nice. Let me protect you. Women should be cherished. I'll take care of everything. It doesn't sound like sexism because it's wrapped in a compliment. But, and this isn't important, but it's built on the assumption that women are fragile and need to be taken care of. You still might not see a huge problem with that right now, but stick around because I promise I'll come back to it. First, I want to address the part that makes the study more interesting than his video wants it to be. The women in the study weren't being naive. They actually recognized that these men could be patronizing, but they still preferred them. He was right about that, but what he didn't answer was why. Luckily for us, the research does. In our culture, those behaviors are how men signal that they're willing to commit, to protect, to provide, to stick around. Women aren't secretly craving sexism. They're responding to signals of investment that our culture has conveniently wrapped in a sexist package. There's a big difference. When a man rejects those benevolent behaviors and treats women the same as he treats everyone else, he was judged harshly. The women surveyed toward him thought that he was hostile. They rated him as a worse husband, a worse father. Some participants even assumed he was more likely to commit domestic violence. This is something the video got correct, but once again, he conveniently left out the entire point of the study. The whole point of the research was to show that those assumptions are dead wrong, because men who reject benevolent sexism also tended to reject hostile sexism. They're not woman haters. They were egalitarians. They just treat people the same because they actually saw women as equals.
What does that say about what women really want?
I'm glad you asked. We've built a culture where a man who genuinely respects women as equals gets perceived as more dangerous than a man who puts them on a pedestal. That's not a gotcha against women. That's a problem with how all of
it is a got you for women. Own that the women are being hypocrites. Own that the women do not want the parts of equality that take away the gendered pleasures. It is a got you for women. It is. That's not a got you for women. No, it is. Own that when you put on their shoulders all the weight of egalitarianism, the women crumble. And that's for the women that stay. The women go running, really. Huh? That's not a got you for women. No, it is. It's showing the hypocrisy of the matter. It's showing, say it again, Z, the ladies want patriarchy by feminist specifications. They want a la carte patriarchy, a la carte feminism. Pick and choose patriarchy, pick and choose feminism at the same time. Huh? And Els Active says, I'm going to harass you for this Discord, Z, and thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Look, on its way. Oh, by the way, thank you for that, Els Active, because you reminded me. So I started a membership program thingy. So y'all check that out. And I will be starting to do members only streams. I'm not going to be like everybody else and pretty much only do members only streams. But I will be getting into doing members only streams because a couple of you did say that you would be okay with that. So the Discord on its way, TikTok on its way, maybe even Patreon on its way. We'll see how that goes. But so y'all check it out. The membership thing should be somewhere here, somewhere on the channel. I don't know where to locate it yet. But yeah, so and we'll see. And once we get maybe, I don't know, let's say 20. Once we get 20 members, then I'll start the membership only streams and maybe even pre-records. Definitely the members will get pre-records first by maybe like a week or two. So let's do that. and this is by viewer request, right? So the Discord, as y'all can see on the screen, will be viewer request. Shout out to Els Active all the way from the other side of the pond, right? And yeah, so we'll slowly build this channel. Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. As he said before, we will build it as we fly. And yeah, and thank all of the subscribers, viewers, followers for bearing with Z from day one. Shout out to all the day ones and all the crap y'all had to go through and deal with. But Z used to, if y'all think Mr. Z is late now, we used to be dropping signal every time. Shoestring budget, y'all had to listen in weird with the voice recorder. Shoestring budget, Velcro budget, right? So we're growing and moving and shaking, right? So thank you for the super chat, L's Active. And yes, we're working on the Discord, but we got the membership on YouTube. So I was approved. So y'all, whoever wants to join, y'all join. And once we get, I want to say 20, I don't want to rate, maybe 25. Let's see. But that depends. But it's not gonna be, I'm not gonna wait until 50 members or whenever. 20, let's say 25 max, and then I'll start doing members only streams. And I might do members only pre-records too. I don't know if you could do that. We'll see. But definitely like members first pre-records, and first by like a week or two. Like I told y'all earlier when that was last month actually. I want to knock out some pre-records this year. Shout out to BGS who also said I should. So yeah, because I haven't done any pre-records in a little while. Right. And we're also going to start clipping out portions of streams to make pre-records too. Some stuff from last year, maybe even the year before, 2024. So we'll see. And thank you, Els Active, for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. And talking about super chats, relevances, and thank you for the super chat. And that's what anti-suffragettes didn't want. And I don't know what part are you saying, because I'm a little lost on that. I need some context. Yeah. But yeah, so the gendered pleasures that need to be removed from the ladies, the men are just not signing up for the hypocrisy, especially working class, middle class, lower middle class, working poor men. First of all, they can't afford it. Secondly, it's just impossible. Shout out to Louis for the background / thumbnail, right? This is what the young men would rather do. This is what the men would rather do. You damn right. Huh? They can't afford it. And so for the women that speak like this,
if you're making $50,000, don't date. I'm just being for real. You're not ready to date. Again, I'm with you. You're not ready to. You're not.
huh? For the women, that's fine. We heard you loud and clear, and the men will move accordingly. And when she say 50, Mr. Z will say for a woman like this, she really means like 70. Fine. We will move accordingly. Huh? Continuing. And thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. And Leon says, I've always been guilty of treating women the same. Notice how Leon said that. I've always been guilty of treating women the same. As if it's an accusation, or as if you're And shout out to Leon once again. I've always been guilty of treating women equally, or treating women the same, as if that's wrong. But that lets you know the women don't want to lose their gendered pleasures, right? And we'll cover that again. But Mr. Z has to make an abrupt end. Mr. Z, look at you rhyming towards the end. We will cover that again, but Mr. Z has to make an abrupt end. We might cover that again later on tonight. Y'all do more, send it to Z. Maybe y'all get it. Well, yeah, maybe y'all get a second one tonight. We'll see. Maybe y'all get a second one tonight. If not tomorrow morning, same, about similar time, possibly. But yeah, on that note, y'all, hopefully I did a good job today with the send it to Z and the new thumbnail for send it to Z. Shout out to Louis. Ooh, Mr. Z, you've been rhyming today. Rhyming ass Z. Right. So we will pause right here, everyone. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Right, I definitely got to do a part 2 to that last video. I definitely have to do a part 2 to that last video. Y'all do more, send it to Z. We will see if we can knock out another stream later on tonight. If not tomorrow, and we will pause right here truly. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content for the love of God. This is, well, we already had a series called Send It to Z, but I'm gonna start labeling in that more. Now we got the thumbnail for it. Shout out to Louis Conyer, Red Pill Sleeper Cell, doing the Lord's work. And we will truly pause right there. Y'all have a, oh crap, L's Active said started off with the membership, new member, right? Shout out to L's Active, right? From across the pond. Y'all letting a brother from across the pond say, look, I'll be the first. Right? And maybe I have to start, podium, we'll do first place podium. I already got the names for the positions. Okay, pause. But yeah, that's how we'll do it. And shout out to L's Active for being the first new member. First member. Let me actually screenshot that for L's Active. You might get a special shout out. L's Active, you might be the first person to do a stream. And by the way, Buckeye fan, I did not forget about you in the TLC stream. We're gonna have to look out for Buckeye fan. And Compassionate and Callous for that Paul Memo stream. I cannot make that a member stream because I done promised it too long ago. So Buckeye fan, shout out to you. Did not forget about you, even though it's been like 2 years, 2.5 years. And Compassionate, it's been over a year, year and a half. I did not forget. Oh crap, Vince too. Hey, shout out to Vince. Second, let's. Okay, screenshot, got it. Okay, y'all. So truly, we will pause right here. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content for the love of God. Y'all already starting off Z right with 2. So you know what? We might do that tonight and pause and just do a whole, see if we could. It feels so weird. I'll talk about it later. We'll pause right there. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content for the love of God. Mr. Z out. All right, y'all.
You are now listening to Mr. Z Blackneffect.